Welcome to the Hermitcraft recap. My name is Pixorifs. Our writer is LoyXP. Captions on this video were provided by Liara. The year 2025 is gathering steam, although that may just be all the snow evaporating. But after the traditional holiday dip, life is definitely returning to the Hermitcraft server, although that might just be because Rendog seems determined to fill it with armadillos. He'll have more options for adorable critters and leafy litters to introduce soon, as Mojang continues to cook in the most minor of updates. So naturally our comment question of the day is, are you hashtag Team Cold Pig or hashtag Team Warm Pig? So with our hogs gently roasting, let's take a look at all the events and mishaps that occurred on the Hermitcraft server this week. Starting with Rendog, who returns from a family holiday to find that his server mates have filled his base with pranks and presents. Someone has swapped a bunch of the Gigacorp blue materials for a fetching pink, but they seem to have done so before his Secret Santa delivered a shipment of Boston Dynamics robots.
Oh, it's so stinking adorable. I guess this is like a camera bot or something? Oh, it needs a name. People, we need a name for this thing. Help me. Any cool names? Comment section, please.
Between the armor stand magic and the kill attribution for some of these player heads, Ren pinpoints Zombie Cleo as the cause of all this good fortune, and has just about got used to them when another cyborg swings by. Doc M77 shows up to catch up with Ren and introduce their latest collaborative project. They will be co-designing the Season 8 portion of Impulse SV's Metro Mayhem course.
And Doc lovers? Wait, is it just Rendog lovers?
No, Ren Doc.
Oh, Ren Doc.
That's our shipping name, don't you? Our team name.
Our team name.
Yeah, people always love when we work together.
True.
As we do as well.
Doc also gets jump-scared by the latest rich vein of the base's gold mine of lore. The Creaking have officially been incorporated as part of the region's flora, the final evolution of Ren's mycelium plants. To help this new invasive species gain a foothold, Ren sets up a towering platform where he can whack a bunch of the weeds to help with resin production, only to discover some of his nearby trees are unfortunately too tall, and the Creaking would rather hang out in a treehouse than stand in his farm and be swiped with a sword.
Oh no. We have a situation. I didn't make it high enough. A little bit scary though, this farm. Whenever you look away, there's a whole bunch of noise behind you, but...
At least he seems to have a lot of pink concrete he can build it out of, and with an observation tower that tall, he can keep a neighborhood watch on False Symmetry, who he assumes to be the culprit. All we can say in her defense is she certainly hasn't received half a chest of pink concrete for Christmas. Instead, Vintage Beef's vintage gift to False is the same box Ijevin left at his doorstep, but with more diamonds in it. Tracking down the return address still won't be hard, since he attached the TCG cards to the present.
11 stacks... Wait, 11 blocks diamonds and 8 diamonds. This is cool. I want to say this is either Joe or Beef, and I don't know who.
Though False's primary focus for now remains a different, much more motorized minigame, Ravager Rush. It recently reset for a new season, and so False hopes to maybe get to at least hold the high score for a little bit before all the tryhards are back on the server. Turns out the tryhards are coming from inside the house, and Smallish Beans has already Joelified the ranking.
6 frog coins. Did anything pop up in here? I know there's Joel. Oh yeah. Dude. Look at this. I mean, don't look at this, guys. Shield your eyes. You don't see anything.
False remains first in building her base, however, and brings upon a new chapter when she introduces the more modern and city-like shop builds to the container-based Riverside town. It's nice to see the area evolve into more detailed builds, and it's intriguing what she'll do with the rest of the shorefront property. Maybe she'll even make a place where she could put her frog trophy, if she had one.
But I would quite like one of these. This is a very stunning, beautiful trophy. Look at it. I mean, look at it.
While Vintage Beef has been cited in several videos, his magnum opus is still being project managed by Joe Hills, whose first move in the TCG space this week is busting out the label maker so Skizzleman and Smallish Beans' cards can finally look more official.
No, bad number. 214. That's King Joel. 213. That's normal Joel. 212. That's Popo Skizz. And then these boxes are ready to go in the mail.
Over a chat with Scar and Cubfan, Joe gives us some insight into precisely how enormous the paper investment on this project is, not to mention how many compasses he's had to craft. Back at the TCG shop, Azuma swings by to talk about the elephant in the room, which is the llama outside the room.
Well, is there a wandering trader?
This is just typical Minecraft.
Oh my gosh, it didn't occur to me that they could spawn on roofs, but like, how would it know it was a roof? Yeah.
Elsewhere, X and Joe team up to complete an area of Hermit Homedale that's technically the parking lot, although it seems like pixel art is what's going to end up parked there. But with that taken care of, Joe returns to the TCG Emporium to debrief the starter deck randomization process with Etho, make some modifications of his own to take advantage of cool text formatting, and install the vending machines that will be feeding everyone's cardboard habits for the foreseeable future.
You know, Isuma complimented me on the names of these boxes, but I realized they'd look even better if we properly put the Hermitcraft TCG color-coded bit in there. I feel like, you know, when something is going to be viewed by millions of people, taking an extra minute or two to just make it extra special and polished looking, you know, can bring a lot of people a lot of joy.
Having sued Mumbo over the iron shop, XP Crafted has seized the means of production. Or perhaps reproduction, since he needs a lot more villager babies before he can make an iron farm.
Okay, let's see if their mood changes. Baby! And straight off into the water. And then he'll slowly but surely make his way down here and get zerped up the water.
Said farm is situated in a fresh ocean temple that came together last week as a satellite portion of his base, and has now been slabbed, leaved, waterpooled, and glow-vined to his satisfaction. The interior remained dark enough that he could wrangle some zombies into villager scaring formation, and after a bit of redstone timing, his ziggurat ritually sacrifices iron golems at an acceptable rate.
I don't know why sometimes it's like 1, and sometimes it's 4, and sometimes it's 3. Anyway, I think it's fine for now. Hopefully figure this out. I don't know why it's doing that.
And now we move on to someone who's determined to do that with players instead. DocM77 has ended his latest term of Skyblock with the catchy hashtag #FreeGoat written in the sky, possibly unaware that it'll read backwards for people on the ground. But now he is free, he decides to get revenge on BOO, who, as the judge, is unable to sue him, so apparently he'll get away with it. We knew the legal system wasn't entirely robust, but this is stretching it a little.
It's like, you know, die from fall damage once, everybody starts being concerned. You okay, Docky boy? Yes, I'm okay. I'm on the path of the vengeance.
The other thing that's stretched longer than we expected is Doc's tunnel bore excavation, which has now literally undermined B-Dubs' idyllic base. And after some precision measurements, Doc jettisons half the population of his Warden mob switch, name tags them all, and sets up a mechanism which releases one onto the surface every time B-Dubs sleeps for the night. So RIP the rabbits, horses, and realistically any other life in a 1,000-block radius. And Doc will have the alibi of his illegal poker game to fall back on, so he'll have an airtight defense, which is more than we can say for B-Dubs, who is known for wearing chainmail armor.
Now I'm thinking, if we find out who the ore snatcher is, you know, while we're here with the wardens, you know what I mean? Might as well save these 40 and hit somebody else with it.
And finally there's Mumbo Jumbo, Hermitcraft Season 10. No, we don't know why every other cut in his video has that written at the middle bottom. Best we can gather is that something got misaligned when putting in chapter transitions. Not that this show is a stranger to editing blunders, takes one to know one is all. Though we should be impressed that any editing was done at all, given that Mumbo is broadcasting this episode all the way from the Philippines, while last we checked his home studio was, well, at his home.
Which means if you hear a cockerel or a gecko or loud music outside, or just understand, I'm trying my best. I've built a pillow fort in the room, but noises still keep coming through.
Well, as they say, home is where your Minecraft logs in, and Mumbo is once again drawn to his home base, where a plethora of shops have been left unfurnished and therefore unfinished. This time he fills in the tight interiors of Jill and Bill's Bits and Bob's convenience store, Rich and Rich Bank, and also Boulder Bros Rock Siblings shop.
The Boulder Bros, and this was a relatively simple one because the whole point of the Boulder Bros is 99% of their time would be spent outside at the rock piles.
He also redoes the, hold on to your hats, ground design of the street plateau these fine establishments are on. Though let no one say Mumbo escaped the large scale of projects, since he's more than willing to tackle detailing his giant binoculars looking factory, if only so people will stop comparing it to a pair of giant binoculars. He even employs Good Times with Scar to share with him some wisdom on how to add particle effects to his builds, and to sum it up in a couple of words, it's pretty hard.
Ooh, okay.
Yeah. And I just...
Okay.
And I was... Oh, yep.
There it goes.
Joseph H. What's the...
We're in.
Okay, and is this... So this...
Stand in this hole.
It has hurt my brain quite a lot.
Leave it to Scar to use actual Disney Imagineer techniques when planning out the sightlines of the build, but the tutoring is ultimately not for naught, and by the end, Mumbo successfully builds the steaming clouds of glass smoke coming out of the smokestacks, as the Hay Under Campfire fanbase shakes their heads in disapproval.
I think has made a really seriously meaningful difference to this build, because this looks significantly better.
And that's about it for this week's recap. Our writer is LoyXP and my name is Pixelriffs. Captions on this video were provided by Liara. Don't forget to leave a like while you're still here and subscribe so you won't miss future recaps. Thanks for watching and we'll see you next week.